I'm here with Steve with Operation Supply Drop. How are you,
Sir.
Steve?
Very good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. So tell me a little bit about the whole Operation Supply Drop.
Operation Supply Drop is a charity that I founded 2 years ago. Actually, a 2-year birthday, 2-year anniversary here.
Happy birthday.
The idea behind the charity was I'm ex-military, ex-Army, and while I was deployed overseas, we would get care packages from folks back home, and well-intentioned, but not always not always what guys want. So when I got back home, I'm a big gamer. Kind of all came together. Made sense to send games to guys overseas. So,
And the games you send, the whole unit? Do you send games people already have unit? What are some of the parts of the package?
It depends on who's asking. Again, we get requests from guys overseas. We get wish lists like, hey, we have a 360, but we would like more controllers, or hey, we heard that there's a new Halo, we'd like this. So we get wish lists, and based on that, we try to fill those wish lists, talking to developers and publishers, and get them the games they want. So
that's
it's pretty hand-tailored at this point.
Right. So they just email you, send you
Yes.
letters?
Yeah,
Okay.
they go to operationsupply.org or my other site, fronttowardsgamer.com. It's a military enthusiast gamer website where between those two, you can shoot me an email, and it's literally just me on the other end, and I rack and stack based on generally the current threat level. Like, I'm more willing to help folks who are in the middle of it in Helmand or Kandahar versus some finance unit up in Kabul or something like that. In this more safe. The guys who are really out there rolling patrols every day and things like that. Those are the guys I want to help first because they need it the most. So,
Right.
but yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I know we were talking a little bit off air, and you were saying how the games really help someone who
Oh
is
my
dealing
God.
with this because it accesses a certain part of the brain and such. Tell me about that.
Well, I don't know all the medical terminology, but bottom line is any gamer worth of salt has played a game where they sit down, they say, I'm going to play 5 minutes, and next thing you know, 3 hours has gone by. That works great. And guys, when I was deployed to Iraq, it was one of those things that it just took my mind off everything. I wasn't thinking about where I was at. I wasn't thinking about what I had to do the next day or how many days left in this damn rotation. It was just, I'm going to focus on this, and it's a lot more interactive. Somebody's asked about movies and videos, or movies and music and things like that. And why don't you send, or books? And those are great and all, but video games right now is a medium that folks can interact with more. And not guys are more. There's an 18 to 24-year-old male demographic right now who generally your grunts over there, and they love their shooters, they love Madden, they love things like that, and it gets them talking to each other. They have we have Guitar Hero competitions, we get great pictures back and things like that, and overall raises morale across the unit. Whereas you're gonna have a tough time with a movie. You watch a movie, it's an hour and it's done. Whereas in games are anywhere between 8 to 10 hours, or you get multiplayer, plenty of time. So,
Right. Do you get requests for any certain type of games, or is it just across the board?
nope, it's shooters, and it's everybody, the donors who are sending money in, and they're like, oh, what do people ask for? They're always fascinated at the idea that guys who are over there getting shot at actively want to get shooters as first, like Call of Duties. Every wish list we've gotten has had either Call of Duty or a Battlefield or a Halo on it, and that's just how it is. Most guys know the difference. The games haven't reached that level of reality where it's like, whoa, I need to stop playing this. But yeah, I'm not sure what. It's just one of those weird things that I've run across.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it makes sense that they would know the difference,
Right.
being there especially. Have you dealt with people who've come back stateside? Is the need still the same?
Well, we haven't done a lot of work with the folks who have come back home because, again, it's a tough sell to a donor. Like, yeah, he's back home now. No, where it makes a lot more sense for them over there because not only are they getting whatever, like a console and some games, but sometimes they'll leave them there for the unit in place. Doesn't happen a lot, and I can understand that. If somebody sent me $2,000 worth of games, I would have probably packed all that stuff in my kit bag too. But it's Totally lost track there. Totally lost the thread. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, about stateside.
Going back stateside. You know what? There is a good news story we're working on right now. We're currently working with Walter Reed Military Hospital. This is going to be the first care package we're sending to them. We are going to help an injured soldier and his family who coming back from Afghanistan. So some of the proceeds we're getting here today in LA and some of our other events for our 8-bit salute to veterans, as I call it, it's going to be used to help build a care package for the Walter Reed Rehabilitation Center.
Oh, wow,
so
right. Yes.
we're still working out the details. There's a lot of red tape and bureaucracy involved because of patient privacy, and the military in general doesn't like putting that stuff out there. But we've got it in. We're working it, and we'll see how it goes.
Oh,
so
beautiful. Now, this particular soldier, is it a physical
I have
disability?
no idea. They can't tell us. It's like one of those, we can't give you
injured.
any information. You're just going to have to trust us. It's like, well, you're Walter Reed. I think I don't think you're going to put it in your car and drive home. So I think you're okay.
That's wonderful. That's a good point. Have you had a chance to talk with some soldiers that have come home and expressed, what they felt when they received the care package?
Yeah, we have gotten some positive feedback. A lot of times, it depends on what rank the guy is who makes the request. Because if it's a private or a specialist, usually we don't hear from them again. But usually your higher-ranking soldiers, your staff sergeants, your sergeant majors, and things like that, they're usually a little more, they have a little bit more follow-through. Like there's usually a letter or like a, follow-up email with pictures and things like that. But I really live for getting those pictures back. It's really what makes doing all this extra work, and it's funny, I started doing this because I love video games, and the bigger things get, the less time I have to play video games. So it's like, well, damn it, that didn't. All right, I guess I'll keep doing it. But
you have to go and keep a care package for yourself,
right?
All the work-related stress.
No, nothing like that. It's crazy. It's like one of those things. It's like people have asked, like, don't you keep any of this? It's like, no, there's really no. I don't. No, there's no need for any of it. They need it more than I do. I can go to GameStop and get that stuff.
Right.
It's like,
right.
so it's just.
Good for you. Good for you. I know we're at the GI Film Festival, and you have a gaming tournament that's happening here. Tell us about that a little
Absolutely. We have a Modern Warfare 3 game tournament right now. It's a 64 players are going at it right now for prizes and swag that was generously donated from, I think, Treyarch, Capcom, some other pretty big organizations helping us out. So,
fantastic. Yeah. Wow. And so at this point, I know you're barely just in its inception, but it looks like you've already met a goal. You even starting to help someone stateside. What's in the next few years? What's your a larger goal?
Well, right now we are at the point where I can't possibly, I have a real job too. I work for the government. I got out of the military, went into work in D.C., and it's kind of like one of those things. It's like I can only do so much and keep my primary, stay employed and not get fired. So we're kind of at that tipping point where it's like, well, either I quit my day job and do this full time, or we just keep at this current level. So obviously the goal is, I've found that I would love to do this full time. I would love to help out. I never thought I'd be that guy. This wasn't the original intention. It was just but I have fallen in love with helping people out. That's and I have never, anybody who's been in the military, they beat this into you where it's like, I'm an ex-Ranger, though I be the lone survivor, do everything on your own. You don't need anybody else. And so asking for help is come as a very foreign concept for anybody in the military. So for a long time, it's been like, I don't want to help. I don't want to ask people for help. I don't want to help your kid with their Girl Scout cookies or anything like that. So now I'm that guy. Right. Now I've got my hat in my hand always, just walking around. Can you help? And it's like, how did we get here? But right. I've really fallen in love with it because the end result at the end of the day, getting those pictures and those letters back from guys who were just like, look, we were having a really hard time. We had some casualties. Things were getting really bad over here. Somebody stole our Xbox. That happens a lot, which is surprising, but it happens.
Yeah, they might have needed it more.
Right. Who knows? But it is such a great feeling to be able to help those guys out and then get the follow-up emails and just say, hey, you really did a great thing. You really helped out. and it's great. I really love it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you're really at the tipping point. So
I don't know. I was, I'd love to push out more care packages. I'd love to do more, but it's just me working out of my basement is really what it comes down to.
Right.
So it's like you can only do there are only so many hours in the day. I like being married. That work, and my wife is like, "You're always doing stuff." It's like, well, I'm doing the best I can here. There's only 8 hours of work, then come home and spend some time with the wife, and it's like, all right, now I'm gonna work on the website and the charity and.
Beautiful,
wonderful,
wonderful. I mean, obviously, it's a worthwhile project. Everyone's really responding. Tell us your contact information again. Your email address where people can
my
find you.
email address. Well, I guess we'll just steven.machuga@gmail.com. That's STEPHEN. Well, that's a tough one. Well, you can just go to the website. It's all the information's on there. It's probably easier. OperationSupplyDrop.org. And fronttowardsgamer.com. Those are my two sites. But the charity is operationsupply.drop.org. Just head over there. There's a link at top to request a care package if you have any questions. Just
donate button.
There is a donate button on the right-hand side of the screen.
Wonderful. Yeah. And Steve, thank you for what you've done, and thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. I certainly appreciate it. Thank you, guys.